Girl, what's going on? Because listen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I had started this off like this, but baby, I just got through watching Swarm. And just so y'all know, okay, unless I tell y'all, which I've been telling y'all, that I'm not gonna do a show, don't ask me if I'm gonna do a show. Just wait till I do it because I've always done it. Now, Power Book 2, Ghost Season 3, yes, I'm reviewing it. I just ain't watched it yet. And truth be told, I don't know. Like, it's throwing me off the fact that it's coming on Fridays or whatever. So I don't know if it's premiering on TV on Sundays like it usually do, and just coming out early on Fridays like Stars and all these other streaming services do for their Sunday shows. I don't know. But either way, girl, you're going to get the review. So don't worry about it. It'll be up at least by Sunday. What's today? Today is Saturday. It'll be up probably by tomorrow if you don't see it tonight, because I got a whole bunch of other stuff to do as well. But I really wanted to come on here and I really wanted to talk about this whole... Babe... Y'all, I'm trying to cut down on my soda intake. As y'all say soda, right? Baby, I say pop. We from Chicago, okay? So I just been drinking these little sparkling waters. It's called Waterloo. And truth be told, a lot of these sparkling waters, side note, a lot of these sparkling waters don't really be tasting all that good, okay? Them LaCroix and them other ones or whatever, they be tasting real bland and sugar-free, that's the point. But... it just be nasty. It just be nasty to me, and I just drink it because I brought it. You know what I'm saying? But this Waterloo, lemon lime. This ain't no sponsor or no advertisement. I'm just saying it. You know what I'm saying? It tastes real good. It tastes real good. It got a little flavor, and it's 0 sugar, so it don't taste all dull and nasty like the other ones. It tastes a little good. Tastes a little good. Baby, let's get up into it, okay? Swarm. Now, I hope by now, if you are watching this, you have watched the whole series on Amazon Prime Video, okay? It is called Swarm, and it is starring Dominic Fishback, okay? And it also has Damson Idris, Chloe Bailey, Paris Jackson, Billie Eilish. I said Billie Eilish, and at first I said, girl, she looked kind of familiar in the episode. I was like, who is this lady that looked kind of older but young at the same time? Girl, that was Billie Eilish. I said, oh my goodness. And her fate was something else, girl. I said, what in the world is this that I'm looking at? Cree Summers, okay, Leon up in this thing. The lady that was on Lovecraft Country that played the sister, the dark-skinned sister, she played the detective in episode 6, Miss Loretta Green, okay, and probably some more people that I just forgot about, but it was a ton of cameos up in this movie, or I should say TV series, this little mini series. It was a ton of people, excuse me, that was up in this. And let me just say this. Now, when I saw the trailer for this come out, somebody had retweeted it on my timeline, and that is the only way that I saw it, because I don't follow Amazon Prime, whatever. But I'm looking at it, and I'm just like with everybody else, what is this? Because with the trailer was kind of dark. You couldn't really tell what was going on, but the name of the TV show was Swarm. And actually, I thought it was going to be a movie, like a little mini movie or something like that. Girl, when I found out that it was an actual little 7-part series, I said, oh my goodness, what is this? And when I first looked at the trailer, y'all, I was just like, what? So is this about the BeyHive or whatever? Because all I saw was bees, and then we see the pictures and the video of the person supposed to be dancing on the stage. I said, oh, this giving very much Beyonce. I said, who was doing this? Girl, Donald Glover. Donald goddamn Glover. Okay, Childish Gambino, you childish as all hell for this, all right? Truth be told, the freaking gag is, what if Beyonce is in on this shit too? Okay, I'm sorry to say it like that, but what if? What if? Because, oh my goodness, you don't know that sometimes, I know I can't be the only one who be sitting back and be thinking like, what do some of these entertainers who have these mega stan groups, okay, what do they really be sitting back thinking? Because I know they be at home watching some of the stuff. You know, some of them can act like they don't be on social media. Some of them can act like they don't read the comments. Beyonce swears she don't read the comments. Blue be reading them comments to her. And they be cussing people out and everything, all that. You can't tell me they ain't got no Finsta account, a Finsta Twitter, you know, doing a whole bunch of stuff or whatever. You know, you can't tell me they don't be on that little secondary account cussing people out. It's understandable because you don't want your image to be messed up, but you do it on your Finsta. I mean, a lot of y'all got Finsta too. Some of y'all bold enough to do what was up in this show. I'm gonna leave y'all alone, okay? But I said, you know what? You can't tell me that these artists and these celebrities or whatever don't be seeing what be going on. So I would not be surprised if Beyonce not only knew that this was happening, okayed it, and helped write the script or gave approval for it to be out, because I'm pretty sure, Donald, if you gonna put something out like this, you got to have let her see the first copy. And I'm talking about all 7 episodes. All 7 episodes, because what? If I did not know that this was about me and I just clicked on it just to look and then to be like, God damn, so you kind of trying to shade me and my fans or whatever, girl, I feel some type of way because it was a lot of personal stuff. Granted, it got put out there in the media so anybody can talk about it at this point, ain't private or whatever, but it was a lot of stuff that was... Oh my goodness. I said, now at first I really thought it was just called Swarm because it was just about anybody's stan group. Because if you look at this, basically the moral and the whole plot of the whole series is about a crazed, obsessed stan. Somebody, and people don't understand these days if you don't. You could be a fan of somebody and you could be a stan of somebody. Now there are different levels to being stans, okay? You have fans that you have fans who, you know, just go out, support, you know, they buy the music, they do go to some of the shows or whatever, look at some of the footage that be on TV, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? They support, but they're not so heavily into it. You get to a stan level, you got some that's like fans, but just they make sure to get to every concert or to every this and every that, and that's cool. But then you get to a different level of stanship when you got the ones that be going on social media, cussing people out in the name of this person that they standing for. That's a little bit too much. It ain't a little bit too much. It's a lot of much, okay? Because who has the time? I ain't got to show that I support somebody by going off on somebody else that don't like the person that I like or whatever, you know, because this is human nature, you know what I'm saying? This is an imperfect world, and God also gave us the option to have opinions and to like and dislike whoever, whatever we want. So it's like, why would I get mad that somebody don't like the person that I like? As long as I like them and they make me feel good with their music or whatever it is that they put out, that's fine. And sometimes with these stans, you get super duper duper obsessed psychotic stans, which is what we saw up in this show. And these are the ones that literally cannot come back to reality. They are not living in reality, okay? They're living in a reality that they made up in their head. All right, they have lost all touch with the real reality in the real world because their whole world is surrounded by this one person or this one group, and it is quite scary. And let me just tell you this, I thought it was going to be like an anthology, you know. I thought it was going to be like one episode probably be by the BeyHive. The next episode to be by the Navy. The next episode to be by the Barbs. The next episode to be by Barty Gang. The next episode to be by the Ariana Grande stands. And then the next episode to be about the Swifties and whoever else, the BTS stands and all that stuff. No, girl, they said we focusing on Beyonce. I said, what? Because truth be told, we can go down the line about all of them. Just about everybody that I mentioned, stans are vicious. Vicious. And there are some that I just will never fucking mention because, baby, you're not about to find my stuff and try to do whatever you got to do. Granted, I ain't scared to say what I got to say, but, baby, it ain't that deep for me because I'm a grown woman. Now, see, this deranged person that was up in this video, up in this show, Girl, some of y'all sitting here and y'all just like her. Y'all tittery-tottery on the verge of doing some stupid stuff. And I want y'all to look at your future, okay? It ain't pleasant, all right? Stop that. Stop that. Come back down to reality. Now, let me just tell you this. We get into the first episode, and we get Dominique Fish back. She plays Dre. And her real name is Andrea Green, which we find out in episode 6. But her name is Dre, shortened nickname, and she really good friends. At first, I was like, are they kicking it like that, like they girlfriend, or is that like my girlfriend, homie friend type of thing, or is that really her sister, Chloe Bailey? She plays Marissa, so they live together, whatever. And the first time that we see in episode 1. We see, and what we gathered is that they have been friends and together since they were kids, okay? So they have this close bond. And it seems as if, one became an obsessive, extreme fan of Queen Naija, who is AKA Beyonce, okay? And then the other one has become a stand of hers, but she also knows how to live in the real world, and she don't let that overtake her. You know what I'm saying? That's Marissa, because not only do she like Queen Naija, she wants to be a makeup artist. She got called in to do the makeup for this other woman, and she got her boyfriends and all of this, and she's living life, okay? She know how to live in the reality and to turn it on and turn it off. On the other hand, Dre crazy ass don't. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's just what she was. She was obsessed as hell. Now, let me tell you something. In the first minute and 15 seconds, the goddamn show gagged me, okay? In the first episode, I said, oh, bitch, it kind of hit a nerve. It kind of hit a nerve because I'm finna spill my tea on something. Because let's be clear. Let's be clear. I love me some Beyonce, but baby, I ain't finna argue over her. I ain't finna kill over her because it ain't that deep. Because truth be told, mama ain't bailing me out of jail, all right? Second of all, girl, I don't give a damn. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You ain't finna argue over me, so I ain't finna argue over you, girl. I'm too grown for that. You only a few years. We ain't blood. I mean, technically speaking, we could be cousins, okay? I'm just saying. But at the same time, I still won't. It ain't that deep for me. Now listen, if you seen my video about me tripping about getting some tickets to the Renaissance, but I wasn't the only ones that were tripping trying to get the tickets, okay? It was in high demand, bitch. It's been a minute since we seen Beyonce up in concert, so everybody and their mama wanted to go, and I needed to get my tickets, okay? So, hey, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So, give me leeway on that. Don't put me in the category, bitch. I had to differentiate myself from this stuff because, I feel like somebody gonna be like, but Ashley, you know the fuck I don't. Don't even try it. But the only thing that kind of hit me was, like I said, that first minute and 15 seconds of the first episode called Stung, bitch. We get Dre. She is online. You see her room, got the posters and stuff, a Queen Naija on the wall. That ain't me, okay? Girl, I ain't never put a Beyonce poster up in my life. I'm just saying, I'm too grown for that. But, she was sitting on that computer, right? She get on Ticketmaster, or they version of Ticketmaster, right? And you looking at the countdown for when the tickets going on sale. I said, oh, baby, I just had flashback, because let me tell you something, trying to get those Renaissance tickets was just, it was hell. It was hell. And truth be told, we didn't even have to go through all that, because as soon as they opened it up to everybody, I was able to go back on there and get some other tickets for another day. Real quick, real simple, real easy. And a little bit, I said, ooh, y'all try our nerves for no reason, Ticketmaster. What was this, okay? But she looking at that clock count down, right? It's count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Mind you, she had set her account up and she went and and this is where it hit me, bitch. This is where it hit me, girl. She went and opened up a letter from Discover Card. And she filled out a card to get a credit card. She filled out a form to get a credit card that came just in time so she could get these tickets, girl. I said, oh my goodness. And you want to know why? Because I did that. All right, let me just tell y'all this. She wound up getting the tickets. Mind you, the tickets were like either 1800s each or 1800 altogether. Okay? Mind you, they broke. They broke as hell living in a shitty ass apartment. That's one. But let me just tell you this. I got my Renaissance ticket for 3 people. Me, my sisters, all right? And then I decided like a couple of weeks ago. Was it last week or a couple of weeks ago? It was like a couple of weeks ago. I decided to go onto the website just to look or whatever because I didn't want to go to 2 shows this time or whatever. I said, all right. Now, see, they was pissing me off because it was a lot of resale stuff and they wouldn't just give you 1 ticket or whatever. So you had to buy 2. And I said, now, I could use the money that I had to buy, but I don't want to dig into that no more, you know, because I like to have my account to look at a certain level. And then I had remember, oh, Discover Card did increase your credit limit by like a couple of thousands or so. Oh, it was actually like 3,000 or whatever. I used 2,000 of that to get 2 more tickets. I wasn't using it for anything else, so I just said, fuck it, it's there. Let me just go. I said, wow, did they just see me do this? Why did they have to put that in there? Meanwhile, she get the tickets, and it's supposed to be a surprise for her homegirl, Marissa, right? So she finna go up in there and show her because, you know, it's her birthday coming up. She was like, this is gonna be the surprise. The concert gonna be here, whatever. We gonna go see Queen Naija. You know, it's always good when you are a fan of somebody to be cool with a friend that is also a fan. And that's what they was with them, right? And so she about to go up in there to go see what's up. Next thing you know, Chloe up in there getting back shots from Khalid, aka Franklin Saint. I said, oh my God. I said, wait a minute. Now let me just tell you this. If you grew up on Chloe and Halle, not necessarily grew up on them, if you seen them since they was kids and they started off on YouTube, because that's where I first saw them at. You know, I saw them, I was like, oh, okay, these little cute kids, fine, moved on from it. Then when I found out that they was with Beyonce and, you know, Parkwood, I was like, oh, let me check them out a little bit more. Girl, I like their music and all that stuff, been seeing them going into the women that they are, and then to see this. Now, this ain't the first time. I just don't want to see my girls in little sexual positions because they still like little kids to me, but I know that they're grown women. I still got to get that out of my head. But mama was in there taking it. And I said, oh my goodness, what is going on? And then you got your crazy ass friend that's just up in the door watching. And I'm like, are you finna join? And then it don't make no sense that you got a shitty ass boyfriend who is just looking like he getting off on it and then winking and all that stuff and then doing like he trying to put on for her. I said, oh my goodness. He was like, you feel me? You feel me? She was like, yeah, daddy, I feel you a little bit. I said, wait a minute. I would have felt some type of way. I was a little bit, a lot of bit, bitch. A lot of bit, bitch. That's what I would have been like. But you know, it is what it is. But they get through doing what they doing. She winds up going to go, you know, do the makeup for this girl. And then Khalid have a conversation with Dre, basically saying that, you know, he gonna take her out, Marissa take her out of town or whatever because, you know, it's her birthday, gonna take her down there to Atlanta. He got some people down there in Atlanta, whatever. But some reason that didn't sit right with me because we found out that Khalid and Marissa ain't really been together that long. And now we want to go out of town. And then you talking about your homeboys and your homies or whatever. I don't know. And it's just gonna be her. You ain't even gonna ask for the other girl or whatever to come, which is understandable because she was weird, okay? I just felt like that just wasn't safe because all I'm thinking about is trains being ran and whatever and her getting in trouble and then probably sex traffic. I don't know. I was just thinking the worst because of the way that he was acting. He was coming on to Dre ass. You know, they made fun of Dre because she was a virgin and all of that stuff. And I said, wow, this is crazy. Next thing you know, she was like, no, you can't take her out there, whatever, because I got Queen Naija tickets. Now, the whole thing is the fact that y'all broke as hell, so where did you get the tickets from? Where did you get the money to get the tickets? Now, at one point, you know, they was working at the mall. They got this little kiosk thing at the mall, do T-shirts and stuff or whatever. Marissa got the girl high. You know, she don't drink, but she let her smoke a little bit of weed, and then the weed got to her so bad that she came to work late, okay, and just messed up, face messed up and everything. They had to fix her up. She was supposed to wash the kiosk. She go walking away with Khalid because he trying to talk to her about some stuff, and also, you know, coming on to her to the point where the freaking kiosk where they was working at, because nobody was watching it, got vandalized, okay? Which means she wound up getting fired. Marissa wound up getting pissed off at her because Marissa wasn't there. She was taking her shift because she had to go do the thing for the lady that she was doing the makeup for or whatever. And so they get into this big old fight. And it's one of those situations where it's like, you do too much. I can't believe this happened. You supposed to be this. Maybe we need some break. You too this. And, you know, even told her about the tickets. And at this point, Marissa was just over it because it was just like one of those situations where I love you, but you are just overwhelmingly too fucking much. You need to come back down to reality, okay? Because granted, I like this person too, but that is not my world. That is not my world. You need to get back into the real world and see what's going on with yourself instead of just doing all this stuff. They get into an argument. She leaves and she go stay with Khalid or whatever. Dre, she up in a crib or whatever. I think she get like a notification that Queen Naija released something called the festival or whatever. Next thing you know, we see her going down to a club. Mind you, it's like, who is this Dre? Because when we first get introduced to her, she just so meek and quiet and weird and just you don't know. But then she get to this club and she just in her little purple dress and everything, and she just. And I'm just like, who is this? It was like another person came out. She see Roy Calkin. I said, oh, you finna kill him. Baby, the last time I see little Roy, he was up in Screen 4 getting killed. Was it Screen 4 or Screen? Yeah, Screen 4. You know? And I was like, oh, and he still looked damn same like he was up in Screen 4. I said, oh, you really don't change. Them Calkin brothers all got a distinct look. But anyway, good to see that they still out here working. Y'all know Macaulay got a second baby, right? By Brenda Song. They just had another baby. I said, shit, keep it private. How is it that one of the biggest child stars of the 90s is this private? I respect it. Anyway, and then, oh, this Succession comes on this week. Hold on one second, y'all. Because the other brother is in Succession. Succession. How you spell it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it comes back on next week on the 26th. Good, I didn't miss it. But anyway, moving on from that. She up in the club with him, winds up going home with him. They wind up fucking or whatever. Girl, I said, wait a minute, I thought you didn't do all of that. I thought that wasn't even in your forte. Girl, next thing you know, she go put her phone on the charger. She up in the bathroom. She go put her phone up on the charger. And once she'll do that, it's a whole bunch of messages coming in, text messages, voicemail messages, or whatever from Chloe, a.k.a. Marissa, saying, listen, my bad. I should have listened to you because, you know, she told her, you always getting these dudes that be cheating on you and they don't treat you right and I'm the only one that treats you right and all this stuff. It was given very much she was in love with her friend, okay? But she kept on saying that she was her sister. So I'm like, is she really her sister, or is she really like, yo, you know how girls call their homegirls their girlfriend or whatever, and that don't mean nothing sexual or whatever. Like, it's like, what is it? But it was other text messages saying, Khalid cheated on me with somebody else. You was right. And then it switches right into, did you see the thing about Queen Naija? Yes, she that bitch, the festival and all this stuff. And so when she get home, she going up in there to try to talk to Marissa. And she realized Marissa ain't moving in that bed. Marissa dead, okay? I said, oh my goodness, and did y'all notice that it was like some blood spilling out? Well, it wasn't spilling out no more, but it was a blood stain on the pillow in the back. So either she got blunt force trauma and she got beat in the head, you know? And at that moment, I said, oh my goodness, I'm thinking Khalid probably did it because he got pissed off at her. They had a little funeral or whatever, and she got kicked out the funeral. First of all, how you come in that dress? How you come to a funeral in that dress? I just felt some type of way about that. But I also felt some type of way about the fact that they kicked her out the way that they kicked her out. Good thing she ain't, you know, put up a fight for it or whatever and just, you know, make a scene or whatever and just left. But I would have felt some type of way. And because she couldn't pay the rent, she had to get out. You know, they was repossessing the furniture. Next thing you know, she just depressed because at first she was like laying up in the bed for days on end, depressed because her friend is gone. That was the only person that she had in the world, right? That actually cared for her, that actually loved her, and she was gone. And this sunk her deeper, deeper, deeper into a reality of her own and not the real world. You know what I'm saying? I just said, because you know how they say sometimes music just take things away and make you feel a little bit better. Baby, she took that shit to an extreme, okay? She took it to the extreme. Girl, the people was moving the furniture out. They said, girl, get your ass up off this couch. Let me get up out of here. She finds her phone, finds Marissa's phone because she was texting. You know how when somebody passed or you no longer talk to somebody or whatever, and they text the phone or you call the phone just to hear that last message. So she texts the phone saying either I miss you or whatever, and then it beat because the phone was still on the charger. So she texting the phone, and then she texted herself from Marissa's phone, responded. It was weird. I said, so you gonna text Marissa and you gonna have Marissa text you back because you doing this? I said, child, crazy. I mean, people deal with grief in different type of ways. So, all right. Mind you, this took place in Houston, 2006. It is a timeline going on. And when each episode came on, except for episode 6, it says, let me find the tweet because I was tweeting about this. Damn, where is it? It says, the show start off, this is not a work of fiction, and similarities to actual people living or dead or actual events is intentional. And then it starts off in Houston, Texas, 2016. That's what episode 1 starts off at, okay? I said, wow, can y'all be any more obvious, okay? Houston, Texas, Beyonce, 2016, actual events. And when they say actual events, I'm like, what events are y'all talking about, girl? What are the actual events y'all finna put up in there? Baby, we get up into episode 2, honey. Girl, it's 2017, I believe. Mama is gone to Tennessee. Okay, but before that, let's go back again. Because also in episode 1, Dre winds up going over there to Khalid's place, right? Kind of find out, Khalid actually did care about Marissa. He didn't do anything to Marissa. But next thing you know, I think she asked him, what's your favorite artist at one point? And then, you know, he was crying and all that. And then she said, who's your favorite artist? And he said somebody else. And she was like, not Queen Naija or whatever. Girl, I said, excuse me, what? Next thing you know, she then busted his head open in the back. And just started beating the shit out of him and killing him just because of that. I said, what? And then what really got me was once he was done, he was kaput. She stood up, got that pie, and started eating it with... I said, man, what is going on? What is going on? And that was a running theme. After she killed somebody, she'd eat food, like junk food and stuff, sweets and everything. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. We get to episode 2 called Honey, and she's down in Tennessee, right? She in one particular place in Tennessee. I'm going to speed past this because it was only a few things that I learned. Mama is at a strip club. Mama is working as a stripper at a strip club. And I said, now how in the world, with the way that she was in episode 1, how do we get from that Dre to stripper Dre? And then when she first came out on, I said, who is this? Why do they got her? How did she get past the audition stage? Okay, because you know she auditioned to a Queen Naija song, right? She was up there dancing to a sad Queen Naija song at the same time, okay? And it was the dance that she was doing. I was like, girl, what is that? It's not sexy. It's nothing. And it was a sad song. But it was just this one guy that was like, listen, I can take care of you. She was looking for this other dude named Reggie, a.k.a. Tunk, okay? Because Tunk was a troll, all right? He was on Twitter when Marissa passed away or whatever, saying that's what she got or whatever and all that stuff, and trolling Queen Naija, saying that she ain't nothing, trolling her fans and all that stuff. So, of course, this makes Dre pissed off. So now Dre She wants him, okay? So she looking for him. That's why she was up in Tennessee. So in the process of that, you get her backstage in the locker room with the other strippers. It was this big girl. She was giving Ronnie tease, okay? She was giving Ronnie tease and, was just making fun of her, talking about you ain't gonna make no money out here dancing to that whack-ass Queen Naija and all that stuff and woo, 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 blah, 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 okay? And at that point, I thought she was gonna take her out then. So we found out she living in somewhat of like a hotel room or motel room or whatever. Baby, she up there doing whatever she doing. We see when she came out the strip club at one point, we see this stripper named Haley just going off on her boyfriend. Okay, she was the only one that was being nice to her though. Mind you, she a little white girl, right? So we thought. I there, what? Okay, hold on. She got a car. I said, girl, where you get that car from? Don't worry about it. So next thing you know, somebody knock on her door and it's Haley. Who is Haley? Haley is Paris Jackson. Paris Jackson. Michael Jackson daughter. You know what I'm saying? Katherine Jackson granddaughter. And I was just like, wow, what's going on with this black hair and everything? Girl, she came over there basically like her and her man got into it. I need to use the bathroom. She was like, damn, bitch, did you follow me? She was like, no, but, I seen you over here. So I'm just like, let me see what's up. And I said, baby, I would have felt some type of way. And also, I felt uneasy about this episode as well, like I did with the Khalid about to take Marissa down to Atlanta, because I just didn't feel like it was safe, because Haley just popping up. It was giving me, episode 2 was giving me the movie Zola. Okay, y'all remember Zola, right? The whole stripper tale and then taking them down to Florida and, that whole situation, basically trying to traffic them and all that stuff. And that's what episode 2 was giving me a little bit as well. And so at this point, Haley said she about her something to eat. They wind up going to a diner and talking about Queen Naija and all this stuff. The way that Dre was eating that food, it was just real crazy. Now, see, I like a person, but I'm not finna be sitting there trying to put that person into the conversation each and every time. No, okay? We ain't gotta talk about this and talk about that. That's like when people get to know me or people want to get to know me. I like the fact that when some people know me and they don't know the fact that, hey, I'm a YouTuber or whatever, or, cause I review TV shows or whatever, because most of the time if they know that, that's all that the conversation be about. Oh, did you see this? Did you see that? Oh, you like so-and-so, so what you think about this? What you think about that? And that's not what I want. I want to talk about actual things that's like different, more other topics than what I'm always talking and getting paid to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But girl, listen, they sitting at that thing and Paris said, I understand, because, the last boyfriend I had couldn't accept the fact that I was black. Dre turned to her and said, huh? You black? She said, yeah. And it was like, my daddy's half. Half what? Black? Yeah. And that's why my stage name is Halsey. And I said, now, Paris, I feel like they put that in on purpose, and, she approved it because it's a running joke. It ain't really a running joke. It's just a running thing on the internet, period. Since the girl was born, since her and her brothers was born, whether or not they was black or not, if they was Michael Jackson kids. But at the same time, they making a joke about Halsey, okay? Y'all going to the whole thing. I said, wow. So we putting that up in there, baby. I would have been dying laughing on set. Haley became a little bit too close to her, okay? She was overstaying her welcome. Her man was calling her. Y'all just got into a fight. It was Christian and Blueface. That's what Haley and her boyfriend was giving. Because when we first saw them two together, she was beating the shit out of his car. He was calling her all types of names. She was calling him all types of names. She running away from him, staying at the hotel or whatever, with popping up at her hotel to stay. Girl, she opened up that door and she was sitting on her bed. I said, girl, what? Girl, she let her sleep over for the night, and she was like, my man want me to come back home. I need to get him this, get him that. They went over there to the house. No. First of all, this one happened. They went back after the diner, went back to his place. You know, he up in there with the music on and all that stuff. He getting pissed off at her because of the food that was brought, you know, and whatever. She was insisting that she come over there so that he can know that she was still with somebody else and not a man, with a woman and not a man. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't like that part because it just made me feel like she was kind of trying to recruit her so that he can pimp her out or whatever. That's what it was giving me, because I was like, don't go to the thing. But see, the thing about Dre, she was so deadpan about like, no, I'm good. I don't need to go. I'm good. I said, oh. She didn't care about nothing, girl. But, you know, she eventually went up in there. When they started fighting, she was in the bathroom and she snuck about that bitch. She snuck about that bitch. Next thing you know, when she came home, old girl sitting on her bed. So she let her stay or whatever. And in the midst of that, you know, she winds up leaving and she goes over to old girl's place and kill her boyfriend. And then Haley had came out there because I guess she followed her, and they started kicking the body up in the bag. And then Haley saying all this stuff about, hey, we can move here, we can go on a run here, we can go there, you know, we can go to New York, but we probably got to get some passports. I said, bitch, you are in Tennessee. New York is still in the United States of a goddamn America. You do not need a passport to go to New York. Next thing you know, Haley took the gun, not Haley, but Dre took the gun and shot Haley. And then ate some food afterwards. I said, what? So now we got Khalid, possibly Marissa, because at this point I was like, who took out Marissa? Was it Khalid or whatever? What happened? Then we got Haley, her boyfriend. That's 4 kills right there in the first 2 episodes, okay? Next thing you know, they going to the strippers and got her doing being the designated driver to go to this off the scene party for these college frat boys I should say, because Haley was supposed to come but she didn't show up because Haley is dead, right? They get there and she up in a room just eating her chips. This little white boy come up in there and said, can I just jerk off to you? She said for $1,000 because at first he said 100, she said 1,000. He said fine. And he did what he had to do. Baby, let somebody tell me they want to jerk off to me while I'm eating some goddamn chips and dip for $1,000. Do what you gotta do. I ain't gotta bother you. You bust your nut, chat? Let me know when. Oh, you want to go again? That's gonna be another 1,000 for me wasting my time sitting here because I'm already done. I didn't lick the stuff off my hand. So what's up? Hurry it up, hurry it up. You know you come quick. That would have been me, baby. I'm sorry, that was an easy 1,000. She ain't have to take her clothes off. She ain't have to touch him. She ain't have to do nothing. But then when they was driving back, the car gets messed up. Just so happened that the guy that was, and this was giving me kind of like P-Valley a little bit too, and it was giving me Players Club. The guy that she was looking for, Tonk, that was trolling on Twitter, he was the guy that pulled up to help them. They get up in the house and everything, and once they was about, he helped them fix the car. She was like, what's your favorite artist? Queen Naija and all this stuff, but you said you didn't like her. You said this, and he was like, no, I didn't, and all this stuff, and woo, woo, woo. She's bringing up all this Twitter stuff, and that is the thing. It is all about Twitter and social media. A lot of people say a lot of shit just to get under people's skin on social media, just to be assholes, knowing damn well that's not what they do in real life. And the fact that she was taking it so serious was irritating me, and I was just like, oh my goodness, because it is some people that do that. And so when they was getting ready to leave after the car was fixed, she went back up in there and tried to mace him out the bathroom, and he came up in there and attacked her and was basically about to take her ass out until one of the other strippers came up in there and was beating on his ass because they thinking that he had attacked her and not the other way around. And one of the girls wound up putting 2 bullets in his chest and killing him. And so they leave, right? She gets up in the car and she lead on bitches there. I said, oh my goodness. And that was episode 2. I said, damn, Dre. Damn. Then we get to episode 3. She was, it's called Taste. She was at, I think we started off and she was at this house where we see this guy comes in and it's this big mansion. Okay, and I was like, all right. And then it was a black guy that got out the car too. I said, okay, you know, that's is you up here doing your thug thistle? And so next thing you know, he hear a noise in his house and he going to see what it is. And it was Dre. Dre winds up killing his ass because I guess he said something about Queen Naija that wasn't to her liking on social media. Oh yeah, she kept on looking at Marissa's phone and her phone at the footage that they had recorded and being at what some of the concerts and all this other stuff, whatever. Come to find out, this dude that she winds up killing is like this real kind of like important YouTuber. He was like a big YouTuber, whatever. And she winds up killing him over that. Over some little remark that he posted on Twitter against Queen Naija. Just said that, you know, she wasn't all that or whatever, something to the figure, you know. Nothing to be worth being killed over. Because even when he found out what it was, he was like, oh, what are you talking about? Are you serious? Now, girl, let me just tell you this. Episode 3 is where things got real cuckoo crazy for me, and it was hitting too close to home. Not for me, but from during that time period. That time period when everything was going on. Hold on, let me put this in here so I can find my tweet. Because they put up in there that one of the one of the news was that the queen was having twins, that the queen's man was cheating on her. It was a mess. Okay, let me get to the beginning. Girl, this ain't when my shit started. Oh, I was tweeting a lot about this. Sometimes I tweet so I can give myself notes or whatever. Yeah, and at one point, baby, I can't remember what episode it was. It probably was episode 3 or episode 2, one of those. But they reenacted because it was episode 3. Because after she killed the guy that was in from the YouTuber, who wound up being a famous YouTuber or whatever, because you saw the YouTube plaque in the background of his house or whatever. And he said over a tweet, she wound up busting his head in and all that stuff, and then cleaning up the blood, and then just going ahead and emptying out his pantry because she opened up that refrigerator. It wasn't nothing but fruits up in there. She was like, girl, what? Fuck that. She go up in the pantry, get all of the junk. Okay, all the junks, the sweets and everything, put it in the bag, get it in the car. And then her next victim was this conservative right-winger lady that's, you know, like what's that girl? What's that white girl that be coming at everybody? She the little Republican girl, whatever the fuck. I got her blocked. I don't even remember her, but y'all probably know who I'm talking about. You know, the ones that always come at Beyonce for this and come at Beyonce for that. Oh, you for woman empowerment, but how is you a woman empowerment, but yet you just stood there and you allowed this to happen? And I said, what is they talking about? Girl, they played the video of Beyonce and Jay-Z getting into it. I should say Beyonce standing in that corner as Solange was beating Jay-Z ass in the elevator. Was this the actual video? No, but it was the reenactment down to the motherfucking T, to the fact that Queen Naija was just sitting up in there, standing in that corner like this, and Solange was going off. I said, what did they... I said, oh my goodness, and then you talking about so the queen has twins and all of this or whatever. So of course, this lady is coming for Beyonce on the internet. Dre don't like it, right? So she finds her out there in LA, I believe, at one point. I think she was out there in LA. She winds up finding a girl getting into the club that she was working out at, got a barbell, a dumbbell or whatever. What is a barbell? Dumbbell. Got a dumbbell. Got up into the elevator behind her. And I mean, she was just so creepy. You could just tell. And if that lady would have said, girl, what's your problem? I wouldn't even say, Bitch, this ain't no racial profiling. Just the bitch just gave off scary vibes. Like, she just made you real uncomfortable, okay? Because I would have been looking at her and holding my stuff like, girl, what you doing? You got that dumbbell up in your hand. What's happening? She was about to kill that bitch up in there until this other guy came in there, right? I think his name was Malik or whatever. He came up in there and he had Queen Naija press pass or whatever. And so she was following him. And she followed him to his house, broke into his window, made an excuse saying that, you know, she was trying to get away from abusive boyfriend or something like that, which played on his heart and all that stuff. So he wound up allowing her to stay and all that, and telling her, you know, he's a vegan or he's trying to eat right. He don't have no sugar in the house and all that stuff. Baby, he went to bed or went in his room. She opened up that bag and took out a box or a bag of donuts and started eating it. He came out there and she was like, here. Now he said he don't keep sweets in the house because he know, that he was going to eat it all. She done made him broke his situationship with the sweet. I don't know how long he said he ain't been eating none of that nasty, or not nasty because some of it ain't nasty. It's unhealthy. That's what I meant to say. I don't know how long he hadn't been eating that unhealthy food, but baby, she done threw him off the goddamn wagon and they just had a binge. They had a binge. I said, I know y'all not about to fuck on this counter with Doritos spread all on the counter, bitch. I said, what is this? It was given very much. I don't know if y'all ever seen that Disney movie Heavyweights about the kids at the fat camp. When they finally took over the camp after a dude was doing too much and they had that big ass binge and they was just eat all that food. That's what it was given. And then he woke up, he had to throw up or whatever. She just lied to him. And she, every time we see her in every episode, she has a different name. So she's no longer Dre. In episode 2, she was Carmen. I think she was Keisha or Shanice. I think it was Shanice or something in episode 3. Either way, she winds up going with him to the Queen Naija concert or something like that. And she was celebrating her husband's birthday, or no, her last tour or something like that. And so she winds up basically using him to get there, stuff him in a walk-in freezer, took his pass, went in there to the party, people looking at her like, who the hell are you? And then she sees Queen Naija, right? And see, this is the thing. This is my thing. If you meet somebody that you have been, oh my goodness, it's one thing to be starstruck, but to be weird with it, if you're going to be in an environment with all these other people, like, you got to act normal. God damn, you know? And so she gets there and she's so obvious that she's not supposed to be there. She see Queen Naija over there. Next thing you know, we see her, you know, eating like a cupcake. We see her eating a pear. Was it a peach or something? And then we see her eating something else, and they deliberately put a close-up on her teeth, right? Next thing you know, we hear, oh my God, somebody get that girl. She bit Queen Naija. She bit Queen Naija. I am sorry. I said, now, if y'all don't know, a few years ago, there was a party that went down, and I'm finna explain it, because Dre winds up leaving out like the back, and it was 2 guys that was out there, and they was like smoking or whatever, and they said, she look like that girl from Love and Basketball, aka Sanaa Lathan. Now, here's the thing. Sanaa Lathan was accused by Tiffany Haddish. Well, no, I'm not going to say by Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish came out and said she was at a party. Beyonce got bit by some girl that possibly was on some stuff. And everybody started saying that it was Sanaa Lathan. And the whole thing was, who bit Beyonce? Who bit Beyonce? And the fact that was put up into this shit, I said, girl, get the whole fuck up out of here. I said, The first time you get to see the person that you was obsessing over, you bite them. What the fuck is going on? It was like they was putting so many things that actually happened on different occasions together in this show, okay? To make it make sense for one person to be doing all of this when it was multiple people that was doing this shit. And after that, you know, did she kill somebody in episode 3? I don't think so. Well, no, she didn't. She didn't. I don't think, besides the guy at the beginning. So then we get to episode 4. And she rolling, I think she down in another city, okay? And at this point, it's 2018 still. I think it's 2018 or whatever. Either way, she trying to go to Bonnaroo, a festival, to see Queen Naija, who's going to be closing on, you know, going to be performing on Saturday night. Bonnaroo, Coachella. So yeah, it's like 2018. Because then 2017 was the other episode prior. We ended in 2018 as well. But at the same time, either it was at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, she's going to Bonnaroo, a.k.a. Coachella, to see Queen Naija. She gets pulled over by a cop because as she's in the car swerved because I think she had went to sleep or whatever, and she you know, caught herself in the car, swerved a little bit, got pulled over by a white cop, right? He basically gonna say, I'm gonna follow you to where you need to go. He's harassing her, and just so happened when she was getting her license ran by him, she just so happened to look back there and realize, oh my God, it's a whole bunch of blood in my back seat. Let me cover it up. I said, what? So then she goes to like this gas station, and this white girl was all up in her grill. And I said, what the fuck is this? And this is where shit just got real weird for me. And so she see what's going on. She goes out there to the cop and basically told him, I see what you're doing. You harassing a black girl. And so that scares him off. She's all up in Dre's grill. Now her name is Kayla on this episode. She's all up in Dre's grill, right? You know, so what you down here for? You down here for the festival? Oh, okay, where you staying at? You can come stay at our place. You know, I just love you. I said, wait a minute, what? She was giving very much hippie, Mother Earth type of vibe. And I said, I don't know this town. We still down up in Tennessee. You white, no shade. You a little hippie-ish. I don't know what you're giving, but you're not giving safe, okay? I look at too much stuff that be talking about coats and everything, and you was very much giving off that Charlie Manson vibe, okay? You was giving off that Jim Jones vibe, okay? It was this episode, which was called Running Scared, it was very much Midsummer. Now, if you ain't never seen that movie, I suggest you watch that bitch and brace yourself, okay? Because I was sitting there like, the what? It was just giving that, okay? So the girl convinced her to come down there. Her name was Cricket. Convinced her to go to the little house, right? Girl, the house was nice. I said, hold up. I don't trust it. Cause next thing you know, when they pulled up, baby, it was a white girl up in the yard doing yard work. It was another white girl walking past, you know, getting the groceries and all that stuff. And they was just sounding like, you know, very ethereal and earthy and airy when they talk and everything. And we're one with the earth and one with the universe. And we're all about women empowerment. And, you know, let's go do this. Girl, that was Billie Eilish up in the front. I said, bitch, that's Billie Eilish. And that's what I'm talking about. Billie Eilish was looking kind of older, and she was looking young at the same time. I think I like her better with the black hair. I don't know why. Just because maybe we used to it. Put a little bit of green up in it like you used to do, girl. I still have not listened to any of her stuff. And after this, just because of how the way she played, Billie, if the music thing don't work out, which I feel like it's going to continue to, you can do good in acting, for real, for real. Because, girl, you did that. Bitch, you really did that. I said, damn, give her Emmy. Now, if she get nominated for an Emmy, I understand. She did that. Because she could have fooled the fuck out of me. I said, Mama, was you on a Commune before? Because you very much giving that tease, all right? Did you have to escape? Was you a little brainwashed? That's what she was giving. Girl, had her in a bed talking about, oh, we won and we're family and all this stuff. And, you know, that one particular scene where she was sleeping, then she gonna wake her up in the morning. She was like, bitch, it is still dark outside. Talking about, so let's go for a hike. No, girl. They went for a hike until the sun came up, and they out there talking about, you know, the different things that they do, what the counseling, the EU stuff, and, you know, under empowerment understanding or educational understanding. I don't know. It was weird, okay? And by the time it got to that, we understood that this is one of those situations where you ain't gonna be able to get out, okay? You're not gonna be able to get out. Now, they kept her there thinking that their place was, because she was thinking that their place was close to the concert festival, right? And she didn't have no tickets. Cricket friend was supposed to give her some tickets or whatever because they got friends that was playing in the festival. That's what they told her. So this is what was keeping her there, all right? She done told them that she wanted to see Queen Naija and all that stuff and woo, woo, woo. All right, fine. Baby, you know, they want her on her phone, you know, so she checking stuff. At one point, Billy and her having a little one-on-one meditations when she was like, what's your name? When I snap my finger, you tell me what's your name. What's your name? Kayla. And then she had her going through all this stuff about her past and her childhood and, you know, wasting milk, which was red, which was really blood and all this stuff. Baby, she done got out of Kayla in this little session. It went from my name is Kayla, my name is Kayla, my name is Dre, my name is Kayla, my name is Kayla. Okay, my name is Dre. Okay, and I killed this person. I did this shit because they ain't like Queen Naija and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo and da, 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 da. I said, oh my God, why are you telling this white lady all of this stuff? Baby, they said the next day we going to the spa. You ain't got to worry about that because we ain't going hiking. We go into the spa. They bucket ass naked. I said, excuse the fuck out of me. What type of spa is this? Okay, I said, this ain't my cup of tea. I like titties just as much as the next lesbian, but this ain't me, okay? It just didn't feel right. I said, girl, escape. She can't because she can't find her phone. Her life is in her phone. She got the videos of her sister or her friend Marissa in the phone, and, you know, she got all of that. So she wants her phone, and her whole social media life is on that as well. That's the only life and the only people that she has in her life. She don't have friends, okay? Girl, at one point, she snapped the fuck off on their asses and she said, give me my goddamn phone. She went outside and she had saw that they had cleaned the car. Oh, girl did ask her about the blood and everything too. And so when she got up in that car after she cussed their ass out, Billy come to the door. Her name was Ava on here. Eva, I should say. She come to the door and was like, you need to come back up in here. Why do you want your phone so bad? She was like, bitch, give me my goddamn phone. Okay? I said at this point, because of the way that they was doing stuff and the way that I just didn't like the way that they was making me feel uncomfortable as hell, you know, and because this felt like some brainwashing, I'm finna hold you hostage type of situation, I said, Dre, now I ain't want you killing all them other people over no foolishness, but at this point, you can kill them, okay? Because they was doing too much. They felt like they was finna put you up in a basement or whatever. Plus, you was the only black girl that was there. I said, I don't like the way that this feel. Girl, at one point, she got her phone back from Eva, and she ran that bitch over. She hit that bitch with the car. They was like, oh my God, why would you do that? What the fuck is your problem? I said, Cricket, you want to be squashed like one? I want you to shut up because you brought this on us, okay? You brought her here. So you need to calm that down before you the next one to go. Girl, they was so pissed. Cricket tried to get that girl door open, and it did get open. She was trying to get the keys. The next thing you know, Dre was closing that door on her head. Bam, bam, bam. Until she moved and she closed that door. Baby, when I tell you, she put that car in reverse and she rolled over that bitch again. I said, God damn. If Eva wasn't dead, she was dead that second time. Next thing you know, it was another girl on top of the roof. She pulled off, and then when she finally stopped away from the compound, baby, she shot that bitch. She didn't even know what day it was. That's what pissed her off too. She was like, cause she thought that the girl had told them all about her and what she really did and who her name really was and all that stuff. She was getting pissed the fuck off. And so I understood that part, but you ain't really had to do all that you had to do. But also, when she finally get to the concert, she get to the concert when the concert was letting out. Do you know I would have been pissed as shit? But then again, you can't really be pissed as shit because you ain't really got no tickets and you couldn't go nowhere. Anyway, so I was just like, damn. So once again, another opportunity not to see your girl again. So, you know, I would have felt some type of way. But you can't do nothing about it because you stupidly went with these people. So, hey, that's just what it is. Meanwhile, we get to episode 5 and it's called Girl Bye. She finds out that her phone is not working. It's getting turned off. And it's about to be reassigned to somebody else, a new number. Who turned it off? Marissa's parents, her daddy. So she go out there. Mind you, shout out to Ricky Thompson. He was in the video playing the guy at the phone store. And why it was like a fake Ellen TV show that was on, and they was up there discussing who bit Queen Naija. That's it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So the gist of this episode, she winds up having to come back to Houston because in order to get the phone turned on and all of that stuff, the daddy would have to do it, right? So at this point, I was a little confused. I was like, so is Marissa and her really like sisters for real, for real? I was confused by that. But this episode clears that up. Because, you know, she winds up going to Houston. She goes to a certain mall and she runs into the girl who was running the kiosk at the other mall in the first episode. Come to find out, she got pregnant by Khalid's brother, Talib. See, what the fuck? Okay, she wound up getting Marissa face tattooed on her and everything. And this bitch sat there and told her this tall tale of a story about what she been doing. She said she was out and about or whatever, and she ran into Angie Houghton. And I said, who was that? She said, you know, Naija's mother. And so we just get to talking, and she was real nice. And I just told her I was a fan of her daughters, and I was doing makeup and all of this stuff. Because now she's doing makeup. Remember, it was Marissa that was doing the makeup stuff. And me thinking that the girl that she was sitting there talking to would have caught on to that. But no, she really didn't. And I don't know if she was just playing into her stuff because she knew that the girl was crazy, or, you know, she really felt like, damn, this is some real shit. And I always knew that you was going to make it because that's what she said. She gave her this fake ass story about, and I feel like she believed that in her head for real because she gave real emotions as well, about the fact that the girl was doing the makeup for the mama now. She got introduced to Queen Naija. To Naija, they became cool. They was talking for hours or whatever. Next thing you know, she got crying, all this. And I said, what? And then old girl, like, playing into her shit, I always knew that you was gonna make it. That's a good thing and all this stuff. I said, she ain't making nowhere. She back up in Houston because she finna go over there to try to get the Marissa daddy to turn the phone back on. Girl, she break up into the house, and I see the house. I said, so Marissa, you mean to tell me, you know, you dead now, but you mean to tell me you left all of this to go slum it out in a hotel, like, apartment with this girl? Because that's the only reason we find out. The reason why she was there with Dre was to help Dre out with her rent. That was Dre's place, okay? And I'm just like, it just wouldn't have been me. I could become a professional makeup artist or whatever and still have the comfortability of living in this house right here, okay, until I get my own decent, nice apartment, you know? But hey, they loved each other, so that's just what it was. So what we kind of find out, Leon the daddy, I said, Leon, girl, all right, they was out, okay? She broke into the house. We see that whatever pictures that she was in, they either folded or stripped her out of it after, you know, Marissa died. So when they finally come home, you know, she comes downstairs with the gun that she found upstairs in the drawer. And she sits down on the couch and she talking to the mama and saying something. I just need you to turn this phone on. She said, girl, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And so next thing you know, the daddy, Leon, come down there with the shotgun, like, put the gun down. I said, I know you're not finna shoot this girl. Basically, what we found out is he don't fuck with her. He blamed her for her death. And at this point, I truly feel like she killed that girl. She killed that girl because the girl got pissed off at her for, you know, what happened in a little argument. You saw when she gets pissed off and she was just telling, and I think at one point she did tell her that, you know, her whole world is not Queen Naija and all that stuff or whatever. And so because she spoke against that, that's why she took her ass out. So yeah, I believe that was her kill. And so the daddy was trying to shoot her ass for real, for real. Told her the only reason why I took your ass in was because something happened with the company. I think that his daddy died, his son died, and then the company was going bankrupt or they needed the money. And so they took her in for the money. So that implied that, you know, she was a foster baby. And he said, get your ass the fuck up out this house. Baby, the way she jumped out that window and messed her leg up, mind you, it was still 2018 right there, right? So then when we get to episode 6, it was like a reenactment of how they trying to solve the case, okay? And we get Detective Loretta Green, and she's solving and putting all the pieces together, and come to find out, she killed the person that car that she been riding in this whole season. She killed the person for that. Tiffany Long or whatever took her car. Some white girl, okay? Then we get into all the significance about, you know, what happened in Tennessee with the strip club and, you know, the other places, and putting all the murders together. And by the end of the episode, you know, we realized that Dre was adopted, but she was still a troubled kid back then. She was weird. She was getting picked on. And after a slumber party that happened, a sleepover party that happened at Marissa's birthday, they wind up, you know, taking her back because she wound up stabbing one of the girls after they was playing a little game, you know. And so they said, that was the last straw. She do too much. She a little weirdo. We can't take her no more, okay? So at the end of that, they said we done found her. We done found her because, you know, the connection is Queen Naija and all this stuff and the trolls and everything else or whatever. And they was like, this is her. No, when they showed the clip, and in this episode, they said, you know, we not finna change the clips that's happening. Some of the names or whatever has been changed or whatever, but they were showing actual clips. Now, I don't know if y'all remember On the Run Tour 2. Mind you, the dates started lining up to when Beyonce had her tours. When the episode first comes on, the Beyonce is coming out, y'all know it's time for the Renaissance. Y'all know that's the theme now. Oh, when it first came on the show, it was the evolution. Remember? And hers like the formation. So it's like the evolution, the formation. I said, oh my goodness. And then, you know, in episode 5, we saw Dre looking at a poster in the mall that had the tour dates for the Running Scared Tour 2. On the Run 2. You know? I was like, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. And all of this is happening in 2018. And I remember this vividly because, you know, I went to 2 other On the Run Tour shows. Because if you don't know, Parkwood, I've said it a couple of times, Parkwood flew some of the fans out. You know, I was one of the fans that they flew out to the opening show in Cleveland for the On the Run Tour in the American leg. Because, you know, it started in Europe first, just like this tour started in Europe first. Next month? No, in a couple of months, actually. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. This is, I said, what the fuck? So y'all remember that video when On the Run tour came out or whatever, and somebody bum rushed the stage, right? That guy bum rushed the stage and tried to get at Beyonce, and all the dancers and them was trying to get him back. Yeah. So they tried to say, basically, that was Dre, but she now goes by Tony. I said, wait a minute. They said, this is her. You don't think that's her? I said, no, that looked like a woman. The person that did that was a man. Oh, but bitch, the gag and the plot twist of this all for the ending of episode 7. Because episode 7 was like, only God makes happy endings, right? Now, basically in episode 6, after this dramatization of them trying to find her through like a TV show or whatever, it was given very much First 48. They put it together that she's a serial killer and she's doing this all in the name of Queen Naija and all this stuff. And they found that her new alias is Tony. She looked like a, you know, she had braids and cornrows and all that stuff in her hair. So I was just like, all right, so they know where she at. They know who she is. They're about to find her and that's it. So we get back into episode 7 and it gets back into the regular story that we've been looking at. Girl, she in Atlanta now. And it's a club popping off at night. We see this white girl come out drunk as shit. She trying to go get some tacos. And then we see this black girl named Rashida come out, right? And she trying to get the girl and get their Uber. The Uber don't want them to get in there because the girl too drunk. We see Dre, or I should say Tony, standing by her car. this whole time, I really thought Tony was kind of asexual. Or I should say Dre was asexual. Oh, excuse me. She done turned into a whole stud. A pussy-loving stud, okay? I said, wow. They had her with the short hair, with the fade and the sideburns and, you know, the line up and everything. Baby, they had her looking like the little boy off of, what's his name? Off Your Honor. Let me show you the picture. I hope it comes so clear. They had her looking like him. Transition. Wait a minute, and all of this happened within the year 2018. I said, how she go from film to real quick like that? And I mean, she had the mannerism down and everything. She picked up on Rashida, took them home or whatever. Girl, that white girl got undressed in the goddamn in the courtyard while they was walking. So they get up in the house, put her in the tub. She fell on the ground outside, broke her nose. They just threw her in the tub. I said, I thought they was gonna turn some water on to sober the bitch up. They just threw her ass in the tub. I said, oh, okay. Girl, they smoking, you know, they get to talking. I think they turned on some music or whatever Queen Naija was playing. And she turned away. She was like, I don't like her. I hate Queen Naija. She was like, that's my girl. That's my girl. I love my girl. That's my #1 girl or whatever. And at that moment, because they was connecting, I thought she was about to kill a bitch right in there because she said she hate Queen Naija. I said, oh, Queen Naija? Ain't it a fucking, what's that girl that's singing? Is that the singer named Queen Naija too? Oh, girl. Oh, girl. But, baby, and speaking of, go back to episode 6 when they started talking about the whole thing about the fandoms and the stands and all that stuff. And it was like, you know, you have Naija who has her hive, and her hive thinks that she's Queen Bee. I say, way to put it out there. And then when they got the interview with one of the Hive member, Mr. Daryl Robinson, that motherfucker was sitting in Ivy Park, head to goddamn toe. The burgundy's fucking jumpsuit. I said, I think it could not be more obvious than that. But back to episode 6. Yeah, I thought she was about to kill that bitch then. Girl, and then the next day she was supposed to call her sometime later, but she didn't. She went to go get something. And she came out. She went to the store or something. She came out, and the cops was going through her stuff because she was sleeping in the car. They was going through the car. They were taking her stuff. So she went up into this other store, whatever, ran up into Rashida again. And so they kind of hooked up from there, all right? So we don't know how long this was, but obviously they was together long enough for her to be switching out cars. This was like the 3rd time she done switched out a car with her. She was going to meet her parents, okay? The first time that they was about to have sex, she couldn't do nothing at that moment because her period had came on. I said, oh my goodness. I said, well, bitch, you know, just get down on your knees and do what you got to do to her. Okay, you know, you got your fingers still work, you know, you can still fuck her. But anyway, moving on from that, wound up going and meeting her parents. Her parents, at least her mama, was played by Cree Summers, okay? And then the daddy was played by Olivia from Scandal, her black boyfriend, the only black boyfriend that she had that looked like Bill Cosby. He looked good up in this episode. I said, oh, with the salt and pepper beard, he looked real good. Okay, I was like, all right. You know, I never looked at you like that, but you really nice looking with a little beard on you. And so at this point, the mama is just very out there, being very much Cree, and was saying, you know, my daughter, she's never brought any of her friends home, so that means that she really likes you, she really loves you or whatever. She was like, you think? Yeah. So, girl, I guess some time passed by, and we see that because the girl, Rashida, was not a medical student, but a grad student. And so, and her parents had money. Her parents was one of those parents where you're a professional student. You ain't got to work or whatever. So I guess some time went past, and we see that Dre or AKA Tony, wanted to surprise Rashida with something. Rashida was just on the phone with her parents, okay? And she was stressed out. So she giving her this envelope. She was like, oh my God, what is it? And so she opens it up, and it's 2 tickets to go see Queen Naija that night. And she was like, Queen Naija tickets? She was like, yeah, front row. She was like, and as soon as I seen her bend them tickets down, and then I thought she was about to rip them, and I was about to say, oh, bitch, no. Now, see, it was just the fact that she paid all that money for it, and I know because she said first row. And I just said, given how these tickets were, I know they cost a lot, right? And even back then for the On the Run tour, okay, I know they cost a lot for front row, and that's for any concert at a big venue. That front row shit, that's part of a package, and that shit costs thousands of dollars. And I said, oh, wow, bitch, first of all, how the fuck you get that money? Because you know she was supposed to be picking up some flowers, and you saw all them credit cards that she had declined, and I'm pretty sure that she stole them cards too, because she was stealing the cards, and she was stealing cards, like people from the people that she was taking them from. But baby, oh, girl said, why the fuck would you give me these damn tickets when you know I can't stand that bitch? When I first met you, I told you I don't like that bitch. She don't have no good songs. The shit don't make no sense. And that she's overrated, all this stuff or whatever. You spend all this money when I'm up here humiliating myself, trying to beg for money, asking my parents for money when we need it right here to pay the rent and whatever. And you spend, what, $4,000 on some tickets when we could have used that for the rent and all this stuff. And when I tell you, she went smooth the fuck off on this girl, and she just started going in. Now let me just tell you this is where Rashida messed up for me. Rashida, I understood where you was coming from 100%. Because baby, let me just tell y'all this, and I know people was making jokes up about this, and people have done this for not just Beyonce, but for other artists or whatever that they want to go to. Y'all will forfeit y'all rent or a phone bill or, you know, this payment or that payment just to get, hell no, Ashley would never. If Ashley ain't got it, it ain't meant for Ashley to go, okay? So I just been thankful that each and every time I wanted to go to a concert of any artist that I went to, I had the money to do it, and my bills and stuff was paid, okay? I wasn't scrambling. I wasn't, you know, shaking in my boots and thinking like, how am I come up with this money? How am I come up with this money? I wasn't going, should I put this all to the side and then come back to it later, or should I just go ahead and just, no. I had it. And so if I didn't have it, Ashley just would have been watching my show some way, somehow, been watching YouTube clips. That's just what it would have been, okay? Unless somebody would have came in and said, girl, I bad for you. Other than that, no, it just wouldn't have happened, okay? Because I don't understand why people would do stuff like that, because, first of all, like Rashida said, you making this millionaire more money, her money grubbing husband. I said, oh my God, that's one of the main excuses that people give when they talk about these artists, especially Beyonce. Like, y'all be giving all these millionaires, these billionaires, all this money, and for what? For what? They got all the money in the world, and you just giving them more. Because, bitch, we want to. That's one. Just like you give all the money to the world to the artists that you go see, okay? But at the same time, I was like, damn, she was reading down. Because I was like, girl, I was with you when you were saying, like, why are you wasting money on stuff that we need to have right now? On some damn tickets. I got you on that. But see, girl, you lost me when you just went in on the artist itself. I said that lady didn't do nothing to you. That lady didn't do nothing to you. And as soon as she started going in like that, and I just saw it up in her face, I said, damn, bitch, that was the last words she was going to say ever. Because next thing you know, Miss Dre came out and she choked the dog shit out of her, and she was like, I love you, I love you, I love you. I just wanted you to love Queen Naija just like I did. I just want you to love Naija just like I did. I said, girl, bye-bye, Rashida. Rashida got killed. She had the nerve to lay that on her for a while. Then she wrapped her body up and took it to some little field and burnt that bitch, right? Next thing you know, she was just thinking, and the whole time I was like, so did you get the tickets out of her pocket? No, she burnt the tickets with the body. and didn't realize it till the end. I said, girl, so she gonna still try to go up there to the concert and get in that bitch. And of course she couldn't get in there because she talked about something. My name ain't on the list. They was like, bitch, you could pull it up on the email if you ain't got your tickets. Pull the email up and show us that. Of course, she told him, I ain't got no phone. Like, girl, what? She go to the Ticketmaster. They said the tickets been all sold out. Well, I had lost my tickets. They under Rashida Thompson. Well, let me see your ID. She ain't got no ID because old girl is dead and she not Rashida. Next thing you know, she see somebody over there saying that he got tickets to sell or whatever. And he was like, they real expensive. She said, it don't matter. They go to his car. He was like, $5,000 a ticket. I said, see, this is the shit that was going on Ticketmaster recently. And it's not just with the Drake situation I seen. And it started off with the Taylor Swift, where it really started coming out about the whole mess that was going on with Ticketmaster and how they were just playing games with the tickets, selling those tickets or whatever. And that's why they trying to do the lottery and stuff the way that they've been doing for all these artists so far. And then that's been a mess, okay? And then it's still being resold and people trying to resell tickets on Ticketmaster for exuberant prices, you know? And then the whole situation that was going on with the Drake tour that's just known, oh, it's just a mess, right? That girl said no problem. She took out a blade and stabbed that motherfucker up and took those tickets. Got into the show. I said, wait a minute, so they was real tickets? Got into the show. Got front row. Seen Queen Naija. Well, I keep on calling her Queen Naija because that's what they call her. Queen Naija, right? She jumped, she casually, in her own world, crosses over the barrier, climbs up onto the stage, grabs her. The security grabs her, and she stops, and she turns around, and she said, no, stop, stop, stop. And she looks at her, and she was like, is it me? But did the girl look like, the girl who was playing Naija looked like Chloe Bailey, face kind of superimposed on her a little bit. They had like similar those a little bit, but it wasn't. She was like, sing for him. I said, what? She gave her the mic and she turned around to the crowd and she was like, I love you all. And then Queen Naija was like, and then they started cheering and whooping it up or whatever. And I'm just like, what? And then at the end, when the concert was over, they're walking out together like shielding each other. And they get in a car together. And I had to remember that in episode 6, the little dramatization that they did on this whole case, they said basically that they got her. They was close to getting her. They knew where she was at. They knew who she was or whatever. And I had to remember that episode 7, the episode title was God is the only one who makes happy endings, okay? And I'm pretty sure that was all a dream because, baby, that is what a stan of her caliber would only dream of and want to happen, is for them to be able to get up on that stage, meet they fave, and then leave out with them and everything be all to the good. And I mean, she was laying up on the girl. Now, granted, I would like to lay on Beyonce titties. I know it ain't gonna happen, but that ain't nothing I dream about. That ain't nothing that I'll come to fruition. Did y'all see that picture of Megan Thee Stallion down there at the White House? And that lady that took that picture with her, and her chin was all up on that. She was so short that Megan's titties was underneath her chin. I just like titties, okay? That's just what it is. If y'all can't tell right now, it's no offense, okay? But I mean, I said, baby, talk about, I guess what the ending meant was how these stands live in a reality that is not real. Because in what real world is somebody gonna jump on the stage and leave with that artist? It's never gonna happen. Baby, let me just tell y'all this. The whole show gagged the fuck out of me. When I tell you, I was laughing nonstop. And when the episode went off for real, I went on social media. Mama Tina had just posted something. And do you know, I said, oh, Angie Hutton in the goddamn comments. She'll never watch this because I'm finna start trolling people with this. Because goddamn. Baby, I feel like a lot of the BeyHive was hit with this. I feel like other stan groups was hit with this. And truth be told, I'm not mad that they put this out because now y'all see how ridiculous y'all be looking sometimes, okay? Some of y'all, they be going above and beyond for no goddamn reason. Let's just break this down for a second. Y'all be out there going back and forth with people on Twitter, you know, following people, doxing people, doing all of this in the name of a celebrity that don't know you, that will not bail you out of jail if you even get in there because of doing stuff like this on their behalf that they then tell you to do over an opinion. Like, is it really that deep? No, it's not. Is it really deep enough to be throwing away your future, to throw away your life and all that stuff and your livelihood? No, it is not. Okay? Y'all be sacrificing too much just to go to this shit. And I'm saying this from somebody that do love Beyonce. But baby, I know when enough is enough, okay? Listen, I get on here and I key and say what I gotta say, but I'm pretty sure y'all know I ain't being dead serious about that shit. Yes, I would love to meet her, but baby, like I said, I'm not finna do extra shit just to get noticed, okay? I didn't have to do extra shit to get noticed before, and I damn sure ain't doing it now, okay? So some of y'all need to calm it the fuck down, and y'all need to come back to reality. And I'm talking about this real world reality. I know the world is fucked up. I know it is, and sometimes we just need a little bit of escapism. But sometimes we just gotta remember that we are in the real world, okay? We are in this universe, in this dimension, and we need to stay there, all right? Because that fantasy that you got up in your head, 9 out of 10, it's not gonna come true, okay? It's very rare that it will. I know somebody who manifested being cool with one of her faves, and they've been cool for years. But you know what? You would never know. You would never know because she's not that type of person that's gonna brag about it, put it out there, got a name drop all the time. And I respect people like that because let me tell y'all this. And I said this before. If I was to ever meet Beyonce, if I was to ever meet somebody that's really, really famous that I really, really want to look, you will never fucking know. Beyonce can call me right now and I can be on that phone like, girl, what? What? You will never know. You will never know. That'd be something that I would keep to my grave, to myself. Because sometimes, you know, we live in this world where everybody want to share everything. Everybody want to put everything out there, whatever. And just to make yourself seem like something, make yourself seem this important or whatever. And it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep, okay? And that's because you don't feel good about yourself unless you get validation from other people and you feel like you're better than other people. I know some people that still be posting the same goddamn pictures of people. Like, girl, what? I seen plenty of people do that. I'm like, damn, can we get some new pictures? Can we get some new pictures, okay? Like, it's cool. It's cool. Why we still posting pictures from 1998? You ain't got nothing from 2023? 2020 at least? Girl, like, come on. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. I'm telling you, if I was to ever get a conversation, I don't even care if I don't ever meet. If it was ever a conversation, like if the bitch FaceTime me, baby, you would never know. If we become cool, you would never know. I'm just that type of person because I don't need that type of attention. I've been through that shit before, and I would never want to go through it again. And what I mean is, I was cool with somebody that was somewhat in the spotlight, and the attention that it brought, I just did not like it. I just did not like it. Never again. I will keep that shit quiet, okay? Quiet. And truth be told, I don't even understand what was the fascination with it back then. But let this be a lesson. Some of y'all, this shit probably hit home for y'all. And if it did, you need to go tighten up, bitch. Go get one with yourself, okay? Go get one with God. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all like this show. Because, baby, it had me on the floor. I said, did Donald Glover really get the clearance to do all of this? That's the main question that I want to know. Did you sit down on the phone with Beyonce or in her house? Because y'all know they good girlfriends, you know. He was on The Gift. He was on the song with her, Move Forever. You know, they cool and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, did you talk to her? That's all I want to know. And then for Chloe to be up in there, so I know she didn't sing this shit by now. I know, you know, Chloe, her musical daughter. So it's just like, oh, child. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Baby, I ain't even see Miss Tina promoting it. Because you know Tina promote any and everybody's shit. Truth be told, Tina promote Chloe shit more than Parkwood does. I'm just going to say that. But anyway, that's our musical granddaughter right there. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. And put y'all thoughts down there, baby. It was a lot. And truth be told, I was going to do episode by episode by episode. But I just had to keep on watching it through. So that's why y'all got this one big video. You could break it up if you want to. But y'all can put your comments down in the comment. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.